I'm Alex Radcliffe from Board Game Co, and today I'm reviewing Fliptoons from Thunderworks Games. Fliptoons is a 1 to 4 player deck building game, although very different than most deck building games that you've played. The general idea is you're going to start with a pre-made deck, as you do in most deck building games. You're going to go ahead and create 3 lines. You're going to do, 2 lines of 3 cards each. So for example, I place the dragonfly, the skunk, the snail, then another bee over here, then we have a caterpillar, and finally we have another caterpillar. In your opening hand, this is going to be what you play. The order might change by person, but you're going to be playing these 6 cards because these are the 6 cards you start with. Then you go ahead and score up your fame. I'm going to pretend that I'm the first player right now. I score up my fame. The dragonfly scores 0, but +1 per unique adjacent card, so it's worth 2. This one has an ability that's not really relevant right now. This one is 2, then 1, and these are 0. So I have 2, 2, and 1. I'm going to go to my fame card and mark that I have 5 fame. With that 5 fame, and all players are going to be doing this simultaneously, scoring up their fame, locking it in on their card, and then in turn order spending their fame at the market. The way you spend fame is you effectively have 2 actions you can take. You can buy cards from the market for their listed fame cost, and you can buy up to 2 regardless of how much fame you have. You can also spend fame to dismiss cards. This is a deck building game, which means deck weeding is part of that process. And since you're only ever playing 6 cards, whenever you get a better card, getting rid of a worse card can be good for you. The problem is right now I can't afford to do both. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go ahead and spend 4 fame and take the camel. Extra fame is lost, so I'm not going to be able to do anything with that 1 remaining fame. That's my turn. I took 1 buy action. You can take buy actions or dismiss actions. Dismissing any card costs 5 unless there's an ability that changes that. So right now I can only afford one thing. I'm doing a buy action, shuffling into my deck. Other players will go ahead and buy their cards. Let's pretend somebody else got this 3. Other cards are refilling the market as you go, by the way. And when you refill the market, you look at the value over here and you put it into that place in the queue. That means that the better cards are insured to be the more expensive cards. We'll take another card over here. This is the 6 that's going to go there. This is a pretty cheap. Getting the elephant for 4 is a pretty awesome board setup for whoever's first player next time round, which can be someone else because I pass that to the next player. I then shuffle up my cards, and then we go ahead and do the same thing, but I have new cards in my deck. So we'll do it again. We'll just do it one more time, and then I'll walk through the rest of the rules you need to know. We're going to go ahead and again play these cards. We once again got the dragonfly in the first spot. Snail in the second spot. That's good. That's our 2. We do want to keep that. The skunk over here, not really going to help us right now. The bee, I want to get my camel. This is the entire point. The caterpillar, do not. Okay, I got the camel. Okay, so at least I got the camel over here. This camel is going to be 2 points plus 2 more fame if no other player or the market has more camels than me. Speaking of which, you can see how many cards there are of a type by looking at that little number in the bottom right corner. So right now, I have, again, 2 over here, because unique cards, another 2 for this, that's 4, and this time I have 4 from this, that's going to be a total of 8. So I could buy this alligator for 7, or I could buy the coat and dismiss a card, which is certainly not a bad thing to do. Honestly, right now, the caterpillar costs only 3 to dismiss. So if I want, I could buy the elephant. That's actually a great move right now. I'm going to buy the elephant and dismiss the caterpillar, giving me a better deck, and that elephant card is 7, although it does run the risk of flipping a previous card, which could lose you something, but odds are I'm going to flip one of my lower ones, which is a decent trade-off. As long as I don't flip the camel, I'm cool. That's the basic idea of what you're doing. You play out 6 cards, you score up the fame, your 6 cards are on average getting better and better as you add more good cards to your deck, and as you spend time and money removing those bad cards. You're going to be tracking how much you got in each individual round, and then when a player crosses 30, as soon as a player gets to 30 over here, that triggers the end of the game. At that point, that player is going to take the Critic's Choice card over here, giving them a +3 on the final round. All players will continue to resolve the current round, and then you'll go into the final flip. The final flip is where players are going to once again do their flipping, but this time you're not buying anything. Whoever gets the most at the end of the final flip, again, the player who triggered it end game gets a bonus 3, that player is going to win the game. And that is how you play Fliptoons. Which brings me to my review of what I like, don't like, and see others not liking, all of that stuff. Starting off with what I like. In general, the game is very easy to teach, very easy to play. It's got that tableau deck building element as you build things up. It has very cute and charming artwork. I love this style. Like, I think we first saw it in board games with Townsville Tussle, but we've seen it with other games. There's that, what's the game? Something Cup. something Cup based on the video game. I can't remember the name of it, but there's been a few games that have utilized this kind of art style, which I think is a very, very evocative art style. This one more so than others is more cartoony. Cuphead. The game's called Cuphead. This is a more cartoony. I really like the art style. I like the abilities. I like the powering up as you go things. I like the decision space between adding things to your deck and the removing things from your deck. I like the simultaneous play, so players are revealing all their things as they go, and it just overall gives you a fun, charming experience that plays easily, teaches easily, and is just fun to power up and ramp through it as you go. As far as things I don't like in the game, there's going to be two things. The first is that ultimately, I do think there's a limited arc to what this game is doing. I mean, at a certain point, you're kind of just going through the same motions. There's only so many plays you can get out of this because things don't really change up. You're going through that same arc as you go. Not much changes in between plays because, I mean, there's animal variety. That definitely is a factor, but there's only so much animal variety going on, and so the general arc of a very weak deck that powers up as you play, that gets to a point where you get to that crescendo, it doesn't feel meaningfully different compared to game, does not feel meaningfully different. The other thing I'll say is that this is one of those games that I definitely have noticed that the player who seems to be winning halfway through the game is usually the player who wins at the end of the game. And while that's not the worst experience, I still have fun doing my engine. It's one of those things where if I kind of have a good sense that unless the luck changes drastically, the player who's winning at the halfway point is winning at the end of the game, that takes a little bit away from the fun, because I'm like, okay, great. Now, granted, it's a short game, so it's not that long, so it's not the end of the world. It's like a 20-30 minute game, but I do find that if 15 minutes of the way through, you're like, okay, well, you know, John's clearly doing well. John's probably going to win. You get to the end, John wins. There's a little bit of a deflationary aspect to that. As far as I can see others not liking, I'd say primarily the luck aspect. You could have the best deck, but, you know, if you don't draw your best card and you do draw your worst card, you can have luck of the draw as far as things not working out here. You also have luck of the draw in the market. This is a phenomenal market for whoever gets first play right now. They can buy that 4 even if they don't have a lot, and then pull out a new card. They can buy the 4 and the 7. They get 11, they can get great cards. But then you refill the market, well, you get the 15 still not bad, but you can get lower cards, meaning the relative value of the market, a high relative overall value is going to make good cards cheaper, and that certainly adds to the luck of the draw. To me, that's not a huge deal. Luck of the draw is going to hopefully average out over the course of the game, but it certainly can be a factor between the market itself and between you playing your cards. Yes, you can build a great deck, and you might still not win. That kind of thing can just happen. As far as final thoughts on Fliptoons, overall, this is a charming game. It's charming, it's fun, it does what it needs to do. I think the biggest pet peeve I have with it personally is the lack of variability to the experience. I almost wish this was one of those games where you like shuffle together 10 different animals each time, and that produced a different puzzle of how to optimize around it. That would add more setup to a game that's pretty easy to table, so there are downsides to that as well. But I think overall for me, this is good, this is fun, but it does lack variability to the experience. I'm coming in at a 3.5 out of 5. As far as other game recommendations, definitely check out Guardlings. If you're looking for a game that kind of has the same kind of arc to it, I think Guardlings was a very similar experience that I also enjoyed. And if you like deck building games with charming animals, check out the Dale of Merchant set. It's a very expandable game set full of tons of animals, a lot of deck building, very different playstyle to it, but if you like deck building animal games, that's definitely going to fit the bill. In any case, until next time, I'm Alex Radcliffe from Board Game Co. I hope you found this review helpful, and as always, I hope you have a good one.